Hey guys, Luke Kin here. Is a bit of an update video on the Kevin Proctor video I did a couple days ago. Now, for my last video, I was talking about it and I said that I didn't think Kevin Proctor intentionally bit down on Shaun Johnson, but it still kind of happened. Therefore, he would get a suspension. But because it was a little bit, no intention and it wasn't really that bad, he wouldn't get like a 12-week suspension like James Graham. I said about 3 or 4, and that's exactly what he got. He got 4 weeks, which I feel like is pretty. I feel like it's pretty on the money. Now, I think there's been a lot of sort of backlash from what I've seen. It only happened last night, but there seems to be a lot of backlash saying like how ridiculous he got 4 weeks. He shouldn't have got anything. He didn't even buy it. And I think that comes down to Shaun Johnson's defense of him. Now, Shaun Johnson, obviously, on the day when it happened, he reacted. He said to Wade Graham, "Oh, he just bit me." Wade Graham's then gone to the referee. As a result, Kevin Proctor had been sent off, not sin-binned, he got sent off, which is a pretty fair punishment for a bite in my opinion. But he's also then sort of went, "Oh, actually, I don't want a penalty, I don't want any of this to happen," once he realised sort of who it was and that sort of stuff. Because, Kevin Proctor, Shaun Johnson, got a history, played for New Zealand together, seems to be good friends. So it's sort of one of those incidents where, you can probably relate. Things have happened in the heat of the moment with your mates, and then afterwards you're like, "Whoa, hang on, chill out. He's my mate. I don't want anything to happen." So I think that's what's happened for Shaun Johnson. And he's come out and he like heavily defended Kevin Proctor. He put up like an Instagram post. He sort of said to the media, "Twist it how you want, but this is what I'm going to say." And actually, as a result, both him and Kevin Proctor have been fined for talking about the judiciary before the judiciary was held or something along the lines of that, which I didn't even know was a thing, but they've been fined. I can't remember the actual amount, but both of them have received fines for doing it. But Shaun Johnson's post, I'll put it on the screen right now, but it basically alludes to the fact that, he thought he got a bit at the time. He's seen the footage, he's talked to Kevin Proctor, and he's now changed his mind. He sort of has looked at the evidence, his own evidence, and he's decided to side with Kevin Proctor and that he didn't get bit. More so, he sort of pushed his arm into his mouth, and that's why he thought he got bit, which I can totally believe. The only problem is, like, with all the cameras and that sort of stuff, with just how much media coverage there is, there was no way Kevin Proctor was going to get away with this. Now, actually, I say that, but a part of me did actually think he was going to get let off. Maybe not completely, maybe like 1 or 2 weeks, but I suppose with a bite, it's either, in judiciary's eyes, you either bit him or you didn't, so there's no like, "Oh, well, we'll just give him a grade 1 bite," like, there's nothing like that. It's either you bit or you didn't. So I suppose it was either like 4 weeks or absolutely nothing. There was no like, "Oh, well, he didn't bite him that much." 4 weeks. It does seem fair to me, as much as people want to probably blow up about it. But I feel like in this day and age, everyone will blow up about anything. There's going to be people who will probably agree with the sentence of 4 weeks and people who disagree. And that's just how it is. It's always going to happen in rugby league. It happens in every sport. I personally agree with it. I mean, like I said, it's what I thought might have happened when I did my video the other day. It doesn't fit the crime of a James Graham or Brad Moran and a few others who have bit and looked like very, very intentional. I do fully believe that Shaun Johnson just got his arm in a bad spot and Kevin Proctor, just fighting for a play the ball or whatever, has sort of accidentally nibbled down a little bit. But at the same time, a bite's happen, and if they don't do anything, like I said, it opens a can of worms in the future. If an arm goes in there, why wouldn't players just all of a sudden have a little bite? If the player's going to get off him quicker, something like that. "Oh, I just didn't bite him that hard." "Oh, you just put his arm in a bad spot." And then it will teach players, "Oh, well, players, don't put your hands there and don't put your arms there. Otherwise, that's going to happen." It will just open a whole can of worms. So I think the NRL did need to act on it. 4 weeks does seem pretty fair to me. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think it's fair? Kevin Proctor, pretty clean skin, odd one out or odd one X. Did remind me, he actually has got in trouble before due to a little bit of drug use with Jesse Bromwich. I forgot about that. I think it was when they were both at the Storm, and actually, funnily enough, playing for New Zealand at the time with Shaun Johnson probably. But yeah, it is disappointing for Kevin Proctor's part where, like I said, even though that incident did happen, he's not really renowned as like a grub or a bad guy or anything like that. He hasn't, done anything with the law too much, a little bit of recreational stuff. But apart from that, on the field, pretty clean skin, and 250th game and he gets sent off for a bite. And with Shaun Johnson also, this is also a thing that should be talked about as well. Shaun Johnson's now came out and said he played it up trying to get a penalty, which sort of just goes more on not sportsmanship, but every player is going to do it. I mean, hell, I even do it playing local league soccer and stuff. If you think you're going to get fouled, you kind of got to you got to play it up a little bit more to try and get it. But it just goes sort of on the showmanship of rugby league at the moment. We've seen it time and time again. A couple of weeks ago, I think it was Josh Morris and the players, getting the littlest bump and taking the biggest dives. It's literally turning into soccer. And Shaun Johnson even then coming out and saying, he reacted to try and get a penalty. It sort of just fits with it in the sense of, I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if they're getting coached the same way as soccer players getting taught to dive. Is it going to come to a point that, NRL teams are constantly looking for an edge, looking for an advantage? Are they going to try and get their players really good at, diving? I'm sure they already are training for it. They have to be with how much it's happening at the moment. It's got to be an instruction because any little contact plays are going down at the moment, and even with a bite, players are overreacting, and that's in their own words. So yeah, Shaun Johnson, maybe he felt like a tiny little thing and went, "Yep, let's go with it." Because Henry Perenara, actually, I said the other day there were bite marks. Henry Perenara came out and said all he saw was a bit of a red mark, which it could have come from anywhere. Is that a bite mark? Not a bite mark, a red mark. You'd think there'd be a bit of a teeth mark if it was an actual chomp down on it. So yeah, it's weird that Perenara's come out and said it's a red mark, and Shaun Johnson said it didn't happen. Proctor's denied it, and they've still said he's guilty. But like I said, it was trial by media. The media had already made up their mind that he did it. So I suppose there's no going back then. They had to suspend him to some degree. So yeah, 4 weeks could have been worse, but yeah, if I was Kevin Proctor, I'd take it. He did look quite shattered afterwards, but at the end of the day, a bite incident is going to be a suspension. Whether he did it or not, he's just going to be guilty for it, unfortunately. Yeah, that's really it. Anyways, like I said earlier, leave a comment section below. What are your thoughts on this Kevin Proctor situation? Did he buy it? Did he not buy it? Does 4 weeks fit the punishment, or fit the crime, I should say? Let me know. Also, while you're at it, go ahead and follow me on social media. It's on the screen right now. Mr. Luke and YT is, for the most part, all my social medias. On Facebook, though, it's just Mr. Luke. So go ahead and give me a follow and a like and all that sort of stuff. Also, make sure when you subscribe and like the video, turn on the notification bell. It is very important in terms of when I upload, because apparently something happens with the notifications now. It's not like the old days of YouTube where it just sent to the subscription box. You got to be notified, apparently. So go ahead and do that. Anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to end the video. Stay tuned for my next video. I've been posting a hell of a lot lately, so yeah, stay tuned. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the video now. See you next time. Bye, guys.